Hey guys, Brian Hilliard here, author of the best-selling book Networking Like a Pro and creator of the popular program 17 Key Principles to High Performance Success. Now, as you know, we have a dog. His name is Nero, and I work from my home predominantly. So I'm the one who, I'm walking him and making sure that he goes out and stuff like that. Now, an interesting thing happened. Nero, the process of walking the dog, walking Nero, actually helped me get out of my own way and be more successful at work. Now, before you're like, boy, that sounds like a big thing. Like, how did that even happen? Let me step back and make a point, and then we'll get back to this example, okay? So one of the things that I talk about all the time is getting out of your own way, right? And I talk about that success is less a conversation of learning something new that works and more a conversation around unlearning something old that's not. All right. So I was walking the dog, and I'm usually walking the dog during the day, right? During the middle of the day. So I'll walk him, I don't know, 8, 9, well, not 8 o'clock, but usually around 9 or 10 o'clock, sometimes in the afternoon, 1 or 2, and then maybe I'll let him out. I won't walk him, but maybe let him out in the afternoon. But anyway, when I'm walking him, it's during the middle of my work day. And I noticed that when I came across people, like other people walking a dog and we'd stop and talk, that I kind of felt I was a little bit, and this is funny because I'm not normally like this, like I was a little, coming across a little, like, standoffish. It was weird. I felt like, and I don't know when it clicked, I was like, man, I feel like I'm being a little standoffish. What? Not rude. I don't want to give you the wrong impression. Not rude, but just not as, I guess, talkative. And I was thinking about this, and I was like, well, why is that? Because I don't, I consider myself a nice guy, and I'm like, why is that? And I realized part of it was because I was tired. Like, I'm during the middle of the day, and I'm, tired. I'm doing calls, doing stuff, legitimately tired, not a problem, fine. But I said, you know what the other thing was, is that I was usually thinking about other stuff. Like, I was thinking about what I was going to do later on, thinking about the next project, thinking about, I don't know, other stuff coming up in the day, thinking about the previous call. I was thinking. So what was happening was I was actually preoccupied, right? And I wasn't coming across, or wasn't trying to come across as standoffish, but I was preoccupied and thinking, so I wasn't really engaging the person as much. Again, when I'm walking, run into somebody else who has a dog, wasn't talking as much. It wasn't really a thing. So I was walking Nero the other day. This happened like last week, or maybe 2 weeks ago. And I was walking him, and I was, we ran into another woman, actually, walking her dog. And I felt myself getting into this detached mode. And then I realized, like, boom! Like, hold on, what are you doing? You're not in a bad mood. You're not this, whatever person. Talk to this woman, get engaged, have a conversation. And it was funny because, like, and literally that was the thought process. Like 10 seconds into the conversation, like, that was the thought process. And I, boom, immediately, short-circuited that routine that was going on, and I started getting into action and having a good conversation. The reason I bring that up is that helped me. I was literally getting in my own way when conversating and engaging people. I don't know who these people are. They may be able to help me. They may not. But why is it that I need to come across in this, potentially condescending, standoffish, kind of way when I'm not like that, okay? And instead, I come across as who I like to think I am, engaging, friendly, warm type person. Literally, I had to unlearn that habit, because it was a habit. I had to unlearn that habit. I had to get that out of my repertoire. I had to replace it with what I normally do. And through that process, I got out of my own way and was able to be more successful. I would invite you to find something small, something little, something that you're doing that you're not maybe realizing it, becoming more aware of it, and unlearning that. Unlearning stuff, people think, oh, it's this big thing. It's, and I'm not trying to, I'm not addicted to alcohol or drug use or anything like that. But people, so I'm not making light of it. I'm just saying that people think that unlearning habits is this big thing, oh, well, you got to unlearn how to stop drinking, or you need to unlearn how to, stop doing this, or domestic violence, or whatever the case may be. No, most people don't have those types of big challenges. I'm not saying some don't, but most don't. Most are like myself. You have little things that you're not even aware of, that when you become aware of it, you're like, boy, I'm not that way. Why I am that way, I have no idea, but I don't want to be that way. So let me unlearn that and be more successful and be more intentional with my success. All right, so that's how, for me, walking the dog actually helped me get out of my own way and be more successful at work, because now I can apply that not only with the people I'm obviously talking to, working, in terms of walking, but also when I'm out networking or maybe, doing some other things, being able to come from a place of warm and friendly, who I normally am, and be able to do that on a consistent basis. So anyway, I hope that makes sense. I hope that's something that you can see yourself doing. But in the meantime, my name is Brian Hilliard, saying so long, take care, and thanks so much for your time.